Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to Andrew's Life. Hope you all are doing good. Well, this video is going to be me sharing a piece of my life with you guys. Again, without getting too personal, keeping everything respectful. Well, uh, this video is going to basically be about how to deal with your girlfriend. This video is for you men out here. And anybody's welcome to watch. But this video is primarily for the men. For those of you that are in a relationship, for those of you that have a girlfriend, maybe you've been in your relationship for less than 6 months. And for the most part, things are going good. You're having a good time together. This woman is a phenomenal woman, at least so far she is. Well, one day you pick up your phone because either you hear her trying to call you or you hear her texting you. So you pick up the phone, see what's going on. And what do you know? It is your girlfriend on the other side, on the other end, asking you for some money. So when your girlfriend asks you for money, what do you do? Should you just go ahead and give her the money? Or should you just tell her no? I mean, how do you handle your girlfriend asking you for money? Now, there's a lot of ways that the manosphere will suggest you deal with a situation like this. I don't necessarily go by the manosphere. I like to think for myself. So again, without giving too much information and keeping everything respectful, my girlfriend reached out to me. She asked me for money. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I wanted to give her some money, but I didn't. And here's why I chose to not give her money. Well, for starters, just because you have it doesn't mean you should use it. I mean, when it comes to money, just because you have it doesn't mean you should spend it or give it away. Now, she told me that she would pay me back, which, I'm not falling for that. Because most people that ask you for money and then they say they'll pay you back, 9.5 times out of 10, they ain't gonna pay you back. That money is as good as gone. Because honestly, if they had the money to pay you back later, they probably wouldn't be asking you for money in the first place. They probably would have budgeted the proper amount of money for whatever it was they needed in the first place. And that's just my philosophy about money. Just because you have the money available does not mean you should spend it. Now, if I'm spending that money on investments of some sort, to where that money will multiply and I'll get that money back and some, that's one thing. But somebody coming up to me and asking me for money, that's not an investment, that's a liability. And I'm going to treat it like I would treat most other liabilities. I'm going to assess the situation. And then I'm going to make a decision. Like in the case of my girlfriend, I told my girlfriend that I couldn't give her no money because my budget is real tight and I needed that money for something else, which is all true. I do. And yes, I do budget my money. I do live on a budget, as anybody should. As anybody should. I mean, the quickest way to go broke and stay broke is to not have a budget. I live on a budget. And it was simply not in my budget to give her any money. So I told her, I'm sorry, I cannot help you right now. I just don't have the money available to help you. And in a nutshell, that's basically what I told her. And also, like I told you guys the other day, yes, we used to be together. Yes, we used to date. But we haven't dated in over 8 years. She reached out to me on online, and I reached out to her back, and that was a month ago, give or take. And ever since then, we've started dating again. And so far, so good. I have no complaints. However, I do understand that times right now are challenging for a lot of people. A lot of people done lost their job. A lot of people are losing their houses. A lot of people done got their vehicles repoed. I mean, right now, times are tough for a lot of folks. And people are very desperate for resources. And I just want to make sure that the woman whom I'm dating is, I just want to make sure that she's dating me for the right reasons. I don't have any desire to be in a relationship that's strictly transactional. I prefer to be in a relationship to where I give something, she gives something. But also, I prefer to be in a relationship to where there's a little more than just, I don't know how to explain it, but I just don't want to be in a relationship that's strictly transactional. I would like to think that she genuinely wants to be with me. She genuinely wants to share a piece of her life with me, like I want to share a piece of my life with her. Now, at this point, I think we're both on the same page on that. But one of the reasons why I told her no about giving her money is because I want to test that out. I want to make sure I'm correct on that. I don't want to just be walking around, going off of assumptions, and then I wake up one day and discover that I've been played like Boo Boo the Fool. So I want to make sure that we're both on the same page, and that both of us, we care for each other. It's not just strictly a transactional type of relationship. I don't want to be in that kind of a relationship. No, thank you. Now, I know there's a lot of fellas out here that y'all are cool with the transactional relationship deal. A lot of y'all be thinking, well, okay, there's going to always be a price to get the box. I get all that. But at the same, but still, for me, I got a little bit of pride in myself. I try to have a little bit of integrity as well. And me personally, I prefer to be in a relationship to where we both want to share our lives, a piece of our lives with each other. I want something a little more than just, okay, everything is transactional. She gives up the box, I give up some money. I want more than that. That's just me. So, given that we only been dating back for a very short period of time, and on top of that, we're long distance at this point. We're long distance. Now, like I said, we used to date before. I mean, back in the day, back when I lived up in Indiana, we used to date. It was a regular relationship back then. But given I'm here in Alabama and she's still up in Indiana, at this point, it's a long distance relationship. I don't intend for this relationship to stay long distance. I mean, at some point, I would like for us to have more of a regular relationship. And some of the things that I would have to do to realize that would mean me having to come out of some resources, which for the right woman, I don't mind doing that. But just to make sure that she's going to be that right woman, I'm going to have to do a few things in the interim to assure myself that she's the right woman. So for you fellas out here that are dating, and you've been dating for under 6 months, you know, sometimes it's good and it's necessary to tell your girlfriend no. Now, when you tell her no and she starts changing up on you, her attitude changes, she don't want to give you any action no longer, when you start to notice stuff like that going on almost immediately after you tell her no, then you would be better off just letting her go and just going back to being single. Because my attitude is, we all deserve a woman that wants to be in our lives for the right reason. And of course, women deserve men that want to be in their lives for the right reasons. And that's just how I look at it. So I'm not going to sit here and sell myself short. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to sit here and open myself up to become Boo Boo the Fool. And she's going to come through and drive me out. And she's going to come through and she's going to take as many resources from me as possible. And then when I'm high and dry and I'm out of money, she's going to dip out. That ain't happening over here. I'm not Boo Boo the Fool. I'm not saying she would do anything like that. I don't think she would. But again, I want to make sure of that. So hopefully this video helps out you men that are currently dating right now. Just remember in the future, sometimes it's good to tell your girlfriend no. And when you tell her no, just kind of take a mental note. Observe her and just take mental notes of how she behaves after you tell her no a few times. Now, I'm not saying to never help her out. I'm not saying to never give her any money. That's your decision, of course. But another thing is, don't help your girlfriend out to your own detriment. That's another thing. Do not help your girlfriend out to your own detriment. If you set yourself a budget, stick to your budget no matter what. I don't care what old girl tries to tell you. If you set yourself a budget and it's simply not in the budget to give her any money, stick to your budget. Stick to your budget. Or, for whatever reason, if money is a little low and you're struggling yourself to pay your bills, again, if your girlfriend comes and asks you for money, just nicely tell her that you can't. Don't help your girlfriend out to your own detriment. Because if you do, that's never going to end well. Because when she finds out that you're broke, or you tell her straight up that you're broke and you ain't got nothing left, there's a good chance that she might leave you and go date somebody else anyway. So whatever you do, just keep your head on the swivel, stay smart, stay hip to the game, and sometimes tell her no. That's all I got for you guys. Stay blessed.